Hi, everybody. Welcome to our podcast, Mind Your Health podcast. And it's Tuesday and it's wonderful over here in Georgia. We have great weather today. Hopefully it stays that way. I've had a bunch of my family over for the weekend and it's been hectic, chaotic, and there's been a lot of triggers within me with my family. And I realized that at the end of the day, it was all about perspective and really me managing my thoughts and really welcoming my family without those triggers, or being very self-aware of those triggers enough to stay ahead of them. So I'm not so reactive, but stay proactive. It was a battle, but I got through it. My twin sister was here, my two brothers, as well as my lovely sister-in-law, who is my adopted sister. So anyhow, I just want to talk to you guys today about autoimmunity and microbiome. Sort of what prompted this topic was all the confusion around foods. I was mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, my favorite social media platform that I think I'm truly addicted, because it's very visual and I have certain recipes and things that I get curious about. And that's where I get a lot of trends and things that that bring to my awareness what's really hot. And sort of the topic of healthy diet comes to mind. In the name of healthy, there's a lot of ramen noodles and Korean foods and Thai foods and lots of not nutrient dense, but very processed foods masked as healthy alternatives. And then plant-based foods masking as healthy alternatives. So I really do have a feeling that you guys are all confused about what healthy is. So we're going to be redefining what that means. But on that topic, I do realize, really food is a universal language, right? Everybody needs to eat. So a good start of a conversation for us would be the food, but I want you guys to be really knowledgeable so you can ultimately become self-empowered enough to know what's good and what's not good for you in terms of your autoimmunity and your wellness and health. So I want you to always start with the end in mind. Because when I found out about functional medicine, like over a decade ago, I was super excited at the potential of getting to the root of my condition. And I was given food sensitivity, hormone, stool, and toxic testing to rule out certain triggers and root causes. And after thousands of dollars later and treatments that consisted of all the supplements and all the dietary modifications and eliminations, I realized my food options dwindled down to a few things, and I became ultimately orthorexic. So orthorexia is a term coined by Dr. Stephen Bretman in 1996, who is a medical doctor. And orthorexia is really essentially an unhealthy focus on eating in a healthy way. And eating nutritious food is good, but if you have orthorexia, you obsess about it to the degree that can damage your overall well-being. And I feel that in just about any specific field of medicine, health, or even nutrition, we tend to overemphasize a certain way or the dogma or a fad that keeps us so focused on that specific thing or a way of thinking that we fail to see the bigger picture. So health and wellness is not about the food, supplements, medications for the pathology specifically. It requires healthy behaviors in conjunction with exercise, meditation, cultivation of relationships, and of course, healthy choices in foods. Such behaviors, though, require a healthy mind or psychology. And in order for our psychology and behavior to align with health and wellness, we need to remain flexible and adaptable. But often we get so hung up on what's right or wrong, so much so that we end up defending our own limitations. For example, if you believe that a plant diet is the best diet because an expert wrote about how healthy it is for autoimmunity, you will negate everything, or some people negate everything that autoimmune paleo camp may be standing for over there. And there's thousands and thousands of people who say that's worked for them. So who is to say who's right or wrong? Often they will argue against each other to prove their diet is best. And this will be true even if that certain diet is causing illness due to deficiency. They won't even know or admit it. I personally believe that I was sensitive to so many foods and ended up for years eating a few foods that I felt did not irritate my gut and autoimmunity. And I was so super vigilant about my health, so much so that created the deficiency in my body. And the truth is that our bodies are designed to be resilient and should be able to handle some level of triggers without significant impact on our health. But it's not that way for us who live with autoimmunity. The more we narrow down and eliminate the foods, the more we lose the ability to adapt and change as we heal. And as we heal, we should be able to tolerate more foods and begin to incorporate them into our diet. So staying open to new foods and eating a diversity of foods is key to a healthy body. Why? Because our microbiome requires it. So what is our microbiome? Well, our microbiome requires a wide variety of phytonutrients from diverse fruits and vegetables to feed the healthy bacteria. But if one is limited to a certain foods, the microbiome, it's like an ecosystem, would never be able to be diversified as it doesn't have enough nutrients for it to thrive. So no matter where you are in your autoimmune healing journey, it's important to remember that your body has the ability to regenerate. Our tissues at the cellular level are constantly repairing, healing, and overturning. In other words, old cells mostly die and are replaced by new ones during this time span. And the cell renewal process happens more quickly in certain parts of the body, but head to toe rejuvenation and regeneration takes place every 7 to 10 years. That's very good news for us. This is why it's so important to do our part in supplying your body with what it needs to regenerate and thrive. So how do you supply your body with healthy microbiome feeding foods? Well, you want to eat plenty of vegetables and fruits in every color of the rainbow. The Mother Nature knew best. All the vegetables and fruits are rich in antioxidants, phytonutrients, and vitamins, minerals, and prebiotics that our body needs. It also contains fiber, all of which feeds the healthy bacteria versus the processed foods that contain artificial coloring that is really feeding the bad bacteria in the way of adding additives, excess sugar, flavoring, and preservatives. And that's not feeding the good, but the bad bacteria in our bodies. So remember, microbiome is a community of microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, and viruses that inhabit a particular environment, in our case, our body, and especially the collection of microorganisms living in or on the human body. Your body is home to 100 trillion bacteria and other microbes. It's a lot, collectively known as your microbiome. So the way I like to explain this to my patient is that out of every one out of your cells, there are 10 bacteria or microorganisms, okay? We are essentially in our own bodies outnumbered by a factor of 10. This is important because we want to propagate and allow the good bacteria to flourish to help our bodies rather than to have the bad bacteria thrive in our bodies. There's a growing body of research providing a link between microbiome and autoimmunity. So obviously, we want to feed what's good for our bodies versus what's bad. So next time you crave sugary or processed foods such as chips or cake, you may want to ask yourself, is this something that is nourishing to my body or is this toxic to my body? The more you can remain self-aware about your food choices, the more you can be aligned with what your body actually needs versus what the bad bacteria is wanting for you. Okay, so it's a battle of the two. Which one do you want to feed, essentially? At the end of the day, you want to win the war that's going on inside of you. Think of your food choices as the ammunition for your body to win versus feeding the enemies to help them destroy your own tissue, because that's what autoimmunity is, right? And there's a lot of research to indicate now, today, to say the link between the two is there and how important the role of microbiome is in our bodies. And I hope this puts a perspective, the importance of understanding the role of microbiome and autoimmunity so that you can be set up to win. So diet and nutrition for autoimmunity is one that's super confusing, but it doesn't have to be this way when you're clear on your goal with autoimmunity. So let me help you make it simple. So I want you to click the link below to get started so that I can learn more about you and provide you with a free autoimmune thriving guide as a thank you for taking your time to refine this to help me come up with what you need the most in making decisions about what's nourishing your body. So the Autoimmune Thrival Guide, the free download in exchange, includes autoimmune dictionary, autoimmune checklist, symptoms checklist, and autoimmune impact tracker so that you can see your improvement over time, as well as appointment with your rheumatology prep guide so you know exactly what to say, as well as drug nutrient guide for all the common drugs and nutrient guides and interactions of the two. And finally, the acid alkaline eating guide. I've also included the links to the articles linking autoimmunity to microbiome for those of you with a scientific mind who wants to know more about this. So that's it for today. I hope this was informative and enlightening for you. Click the link below. Give me some feedback about your specific needs so I can better assist you for the future episodes, as well as the freebies that I can provide, as well as the programs that I am writing for you as well. And in exchange, you'll be downloading this amazing free thriving guide for autoimmunity. And again, as always, please subscribe to our channel and share with those who might need this message. And I just want to thank you for being here and for being our support. It means a lot to us, and we'd love to hear from you. So comment below, let me know you're listening, and subscribe to Mind Your Health. And you can find me on Insta handle at Dr. Connie Cheung, as well as we've been doing more fun videos on TikTok as well. So find me there at Dr. Connie Cheung as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.